We are going to perform an installation on a Mercedes-Benz Citan. This body is from 2021 onwards. It is also the same body used for a Renault Kangoo and a Nissan Townstar. When it comes to the mounting height of the rear doors, it is important that the center of the drilling template is at least 13 centimeter up from the edge. So from this edge, 13 centimeter up to the center of the drilling template. The reason for this is that we need to have a rivet in the cavity, and it is narrow here, while the cavity becomes thick here, so that we can fit a rivet. And from this height, you can install all the way up. Free placement from 13 to the middle of the template and up on the door. Here we see on the inside of the left rear where the plate is very narrow here, and we need to have a rivet in the cavity, so we must go up 13 centimeters to have the cavity accessible. For this part, it is angled, and we do not get a flat surface to screw onto. Regarding the height placement on the side door, we must have the lock at the bottom of the side door in this section in order to achieve a concealed installation. That is to say, we can place the lock higher up if we want, but then the rivets that we use to attach the end plate will be visible on the inside of the body. So it is free to perform the installation at any height, but if you want a concealed installation where nothing is visible, we must place the lock at the bottom of the side door. We start by cleaning the surfaces of the vehicle. We will place the drilling template on the rear doors, and we will move up these 13 centimeter, and we will also center ourselves against this line to make it look nice. On this car, we move the drilling template 3 to 4 millimeters to the left to create better space for the rivet that will go into the cavity. So we move from the black line out to the edge 3-4 millimeters to the left to get a better fit. Of course, place the lock at the bottom of the side door to achieve a concealed installation with the rivets. Then, we align the black line so that it is flush with the end of the side door. We are at the side door, and we will erase the markings that we are not going to drill on the drilling template. We also mark the areas on the rear door where we should not drill holes. Cut the drill holes so that you can open the doors. Now we are at the rear doors, and we are going to punch. We will punch in the center of all the markings on the left rear door. On the right rear door, we mark 2 millimeters inward along the line, and considering that the rear doors of this vehicle have an inward slope, we actually mark below the line as well. So 2 millimeters inwards and below the line for the final blank, and everything centered on the left rear door. We will drill on the side door, so we will drill in the center of the 3 holes on the door. But for the final latch, we angle it a bit inward and a bit downward to allow for better play when the hinges give way for the door to start sagging, so that the latch does not catch on the lock. So we angle it a bit in and a bit down. And then we drove in the center of the 3. Attach a smaller drill and pre-drill all the holes on the right rear door to 3-4 millimeters, only the outer sheet. Then we drill the 2 holes through the left rear door, only through the outer panel on these 2. Open the back door before you drill the 2 outer holes. Change the drill to 6.5 mm and drill the 2 outer holes in the left back door all the way through to 6.5 meter. The third hole from the top should be 6.5 mm through the outer plate and right through the entire pillar to the inside. Change the drill to 9 mm and drill the other 3 holes in the right back door to 9 mm only in the outer panel. Drill the hole in the middle of the left back door to 9 mm only through the outer plate. Change the drill to 7.5 mm and drill the hole in the left back door farthest to the left to 7.5 mm only through the outer plate. Take out the drill template for the emergency cable and the emergency release. Stick it on the inside of the pillar on the left back door so that the middle hole of the 3 is centered between the 2. Take a center punch and mark the center on the markings for all 3 holes. Attach a smaller drill bit to the drill, 3 to 4 nails, and drill the outer plate on the inside of the pillar at all 3 markings. Change the drill to 7.0. Drill all 3 holes on the inside of the pillar to 7 mm, only the outer plate. Be careful not to break through and make marks on the outside. Take a countersink and bevel all the holes inside and outside. Now we will drill holes in the side door, starting with the body part, and we will drill through the outer sheet, and if there is a plate that is too strong, we will drill through it as well. Now that we are at the bottom, there is no plate that is too strong because we are in the inner part of the pillar. If we had been higher up, there would have been a too strong plate, but now we are drilling the outer plate with a smaller drill, 3 to 4 mm. Open the side door before we drill the holes on the door side so we do not damage the pillar behind. Drill all 3 holes in the side door all the way through. Change the drill to 6.5 mm and drill all 3 holes through to 6.5 mm. Change the drill to 9 mm. and drill the outer plate on all 4 holes of the body to 9mm. Attach a countersink and bevel all the holes both inside and outside. Take the cavity wax and apply it to all the cavities in the body. Take out the rust protection primer or a paint pen and paint all the surfaces on the car. Fix 3 long split rivets on the right rear door, then take a short ribbed rivet and secure it in the center of the hole on the left rear door. Use a short ribbed rivet and secure it in the middle of the left rear door where we have a 9mm hole. Change the fitting on the pliers to M5. Attach the short ribbed rivets. Secure them in the bottom and top holes on the inner pillar of the left rear door. On the side door, we will secure the rivets. Considering that we have installed the lock at the bottom of this car, we can use the long split rivet in the 3 lowest holes. In the top hole, we must use a short ribbed rivet because there will be a plate behind it. If the installation is done higher up on this car, you will drill through double sheets and then you must use the short ribbed rivet. But now we are using 3 long split rivets here, 1 short. Higher up, we will use 4 short ribbed rivets. In the top hole of the side door, we use a short ribbed rivet until the long split rivet has seated in the metal behind. And as I mentioned earlier, if we install the lock higher up on the door, we are drilling through stronger metal, and then we use the short ribbed rivet. So it is only when installing at the bottom of the side door that these 3 split rivets are used. Otherwise, it is a short ribbed rivet. Take a thread locking compound that is weak or medium strength and apply it to all the rivets. To install the end cap on the side door, we take a shim, an end cap, 2 countersunk screws that are 25 mm long, 2 screws with rounded heads, and 2 small washers, and secure them in all 4 rivets on the body part of the side door. Make sure that the shim ends flush with the end cap so that it is not inside or outside but in line with both. Considering that we have a backing plate here that caused us to use a short rivet, this screw also bottoms out. It cannot be inserted any further, so we need to cut 10 mm off this screw before we secure it. Cut 10 mm off the screw that will be fixed at the top as it bottoms out in the plate behind. Now that you have cut the screw, fix it in the top hole. On the back door, we take a shim, 2 screws with a ball head, and 2 small washers, and secure them in the top and bottom holes. Take an end cap, a 25 mm long countersunk screw, a long screw, a washer, and a high profile nut and secure them on the right back door. Be careful not to tighten too much. This is how you assemble the post. Cut off the excess on the long screw up to the nut. A shim and a base plate with a cut tab, a screw that is 25 mm long for a countersunk head, large washers and low profile nuts are used to secure the operable door. When we tighten the screw against the nut, the screw should not protrude through the nut's locking mechanism. Considering that we have an extra air gap between the plate, we pull the plate together, so we only tighten the screw until it is just before the nut locks. If you look here, it does not go through. We can also take one when I press. Take out out 2 fun screws with blue Loctite, 2 small nuts or washers, and secure them on the inside all the way through. Test the door and check that everything works. Take a shim, a base plate, a screw that is 20 millimeters long with a countersunk head, place the lock in the pocket, thread the wire through the base plate, insert it through the hole farthest to the left on the back door and through to the other side. Then fix the base plate with the screw in left rear door. Don't tighten the screw too much. We need to have just the right amount of flex so that the lock can fit behind. But if you tighten it too loosely, the lock will take too much of an angle. So tighten it so that it is firmly secured but still allows for a bit of flex when pressing at the far end. Make sure that the lock bolt is locked manually. Place the lock next to the base plate. Keep the wire taut. Press the lock so that it goes in behind and then pull on it. Carefully check the wire to ensure it is functioning properly. Take out 2 screws with a cooling head and blue thread locking. 2 small washers and secure them on the inside of the post to the lock. Take. Pull the red emergency button forward. Open the gold-colored nipple about 7/10. Turns counterclockwise so that we can open it up. If you screw too many turns, it will fall off. Manually lock the lock bolt with your finger. Take the wire, insert it through the small hole at the back. Up and down. Here it is not open, but you need to come with a bit of speed so that you can get it through. Now we can pull the wire through the emergency button, but it cannot be pulled back. Pulled too far forward, you can send down the nipple and then you can pull it back. When the lock bolt is locked and the wire is in a taut position, we pull the button forward to the post and then it is perfectly adjusted. Now tighten the nipple so that the wire cannot be pulled in any direction. Tighten half a turn at a time to avoid pinching the emergency wire. Take 2 M5 screws with a countersunk head and secure the emergency button in the upper and lower hole. Take a pair of wire cutters and cut off the excess piece on the wolf all the way up. If you don't have a narrow little pliers like this, you can push it out and cut it in the air. Check that the door moves freely and functions as it should. Oil the locks when you are done with the installation. Use CRC lock oil. When you are done with the installation, we blow clean all the surfaces with compressed air, and if you don't have access to that, use a car wash.